It's basically my calculation for that is I determine first off, where do I want my stop loss to be when I get into a trade? And I use candle ranges. Like if I look here at the 1 minute time frame, over here I have these boxes. If you can see that, if you're on a cell phone, you might not be able to. That tells me the range of the last 3 candles, and then the blue box tells me the average of the last 3. Most times when I get into a trade, I want my stop loss to be below the most recent candle or below a support level, like maybe down here. So anyways, once you establish how far away you want your stop loss to be, let's say it's 10 cents away from your entry. So you know that when you get into a trade, how much do you want to risk? That's the next step. Okay, how much am I risking on the trade? Well, for me right now, I'm risking $100 for every trade that I get into. So if my stop loss is going to be 10 cents away and I'm risking $100, you got to go $100 divided by 10 cents, and then that'll tell you how many shares that you need to buy, which would be 1,000 shares in order to honor that risk. And then you got to, take into account your buying power. I think my live stream froze up. That was nice. Did it come back? I think my live stream is frozen. Let me see here. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, or see me. I'm not even sure if I'm live right now. I'm going to refresh my screen here. Can you guys, if you guys can hear me, let me know. I'm not sure if I'm still live. Oh, well, that's weird. For some reason, for me, it's all, I gotta check something here. One guy says he can see my live stream, but it still looks like it's frozen. Okay, I see. I see what's happening. Okay. So what it did was it stopped the live stream and then it created a new one. So I have to actually. Sometimes my internet just goes crazy on me. So I was talking about share size, and I don't know how much of that you caught, if any of it. And then I looked down and I saw the circle of death. Okay, so I think I'm back good. And while I was dealing with that, I made another like $100 or so. I'm up 324 bucks on the day. I did take a breakout trade on THRX. It looked good. And then I took another trade here on this little pullback on AI. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Nice. $324. What would that look like if I were to stop? I'm just curious. Yeah, well, make back the loss from yesterday. That'd be good. Didn't catch any of it. Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I was talking about, I was trying to answer your question, Parabolic, that you asked. And I have been asked by others too, is like, how do you calculate your share size when you get into a trade? And the way I do that is I look at, I start by looking at where do I want to put my stop loss. And for me, I usually look at the candle ranges. You'll see me call that out. So basically, I've got 3 boxes here on my chart. And if you're on a cell phone, you probably can't see those, but that tells me the range of each of the last 3 candles. And then I have the blue box that tells me the average of the last 3. And I'll try to pick a stop loss somewhere around that. Usually I want my stop to be below the most recent candle or below maybe a support, level. So once I determine where I want my stop loss, and I can quickly look at the candle ranges and say, oh, hey, look, 10 cents. Okay, so I want my stop loss to be 10 cents away from my entry. And so the next thing I look at is my risk. I'm risking $100 per trade. And so in order to honor my risk, and I always want to risk the same for every time I get into a trade. So what I do is I take $100, which is my risk, and divide it by the 10 cents, and that tells me how many shares I can buy. So I would have to buy 1,000 shares in order to honor my $100 risk. So that part's pretty simple, but then you got to factor in, buying power. Do you have the buying power to buy 1,000 shares? If it's a $3 stock, yeah, maybe. But what if it's a $50 stock? I mean, then you're looking at $50,000 to get into a trade. A lot of people don't have that kind of money. I know I don't right now. But I actually, I trade with a margin account, so I kind of do because they give you 4 times margin on Thinkorswim, so long as the stock is marginable. So that's a whole nother thing too. Each ticker is marginable by a different amount. And so what I did was in my software down here, I put in what my risk is, my buying power, and how much cash I have in the account. Now that's not entirely accurate now. I need to update that. And so the software will calculate all that for me. And let's say if I were to come down here and say, I want my risk to be $1,000 per trade. And then I'm just going to click this button. These buttons here highlight to tell me that the widest, the lowest range that I can choose is 28 cents. If I go any lower than that, if I wanted like a 10-cent range or a stop loss, I can't buy that many shares. So I coded it so it grays those out. So it will tell me, let me go back to $100. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but I could probably provide the calculations that I use. Hey, I'm still live streaming. Meanwhile, RX here is breaking out. Pullback trade here, possibly on AI. So is anybody making money today? Anybody at all? You guys doing okay? I hope. Okay, that 5-minute candle's about to close. I thought about jumping in this. I'm green on THRX. I think I want to just hang out right there. Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do, Parabolic, is because it's going to take me probably months and months to just put together the code that would allow you to actually use the software. Look at this here. 5-cent candle range, BCDA. I don't know. Thinking about jumping into it. It would be a low risk trade. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to get in at one time there. And then I'm going to move my stop loss up to the low. This time I'm only risking about $28 there. Low risk, but also low reward. Whoops. We don't have a 5-minute uptrend on this. So this pattern might not work so well, but sometimes this can also mark the bottom. Let me see here. Yellow, I'm gonna go with yellow. Boom, boom, boom. You see that? Looking for that 1-minute trend change. And all we're looking for is a 5-minute lower high, because on this 5-minute time frame, we have ourselves a downtrend. So any kind of bounce, I would only expect a lower high. That's what the bears want. We need a trend change on the 5-minute. But first, one thing at a time, we got our trend change on the 1-minute. Bulls want to see a big enough bounce here that we can pull back and form a higher low and then get a higher high on that time frame. So what were we? Should I sell this? I am just looking for that 5-minute lower high. I want to see if I can get to $400 today. Got a resistance up here. Oh, whoops, 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 whoops. Give me my mouse back. We can get up over $1.30. That was over $1.30. I'm gonna hold it a little bit longer. We're up at a resistance. There it is. Okay, so now I'm up $400. That was what I wanted. I don't even remember what I was saying now. I completely forgot. I was gonna say something and I've spaced it out now. That was a nice move. Oh, the software. Yeah. The problem with the software right now is you have to know how to code in order to use it, because you have to get into the code and set up XY coordinates and different things that will fit your computer setup. You'd have to have my exact setup with all these screens just to use it the way it is now. So I have to figure out how to make that user friendly, and my coding knowledge is not that great. So I have a lot of research and study to do still, or find somebody that can do it for me if I can hire them. But one thing I can do, that I plan to do, is give you a generic version of it, just like a calculator, where you can just quickly calculate your share size. It won't interact with the platform, but at least you'll know pretty quickly how many shares you can buy at, whatever your risk is and all that stuff. So, oh, you can code. Nice. What do you code in? What do you use? What, Python, or what's your specialty? So that was a nice breakout on that equilibrium pattern. So now we're looking for that 5-minute lower high. Maybe we'll get a trend change on the 5-minute. I probably won't stick around long enough to find out. I'm probably just about done here. I'm up $411 and I'm feeling kind of greedy. What's the market doing here? Just going, it's just going, isn't it? Look at that daily gap. Oh my gosh. Wow. So the weekly time frame. And who was it? Let me see here. Coming up to that next weekly resistance. We haven't even pulled back to have a weekly trend change yet. It's much like the daily, where we just went up and up and up and then finally got our trend change. Bulls are on fire lately. That is definitely our monthly higher low. There are other names I was looking at earlier, like what's QQQ? Excuse me, QQQ, looking really good. I mean, it's coming right up there to the high. I think like Microsoft is already, it's already broken over its high. So Microsoft is at all-time highs. It's got a monthly uptrend confirmed. Like Apple, I don't know what. No, that's not. What the heck? Oh, spell it right. So that one's about the same as SPY. Somebody was mentioning Tesla, and I was thinking Tesla is kind of weak, and you can see it is because look at the monthly time frame. We don't have that monthly high or low on Tesla. And Tesla is part of SPY. It's part of the S&P 500. So when the S&P 500 does finally start to pull back, I mean, what's Tesla going to do? It's going to pull back too, and the bears are going to look for continuation of this weekly downtrend, in my opinion. So it's one of the weaker names. Doesn't mean it won't do something, but just something to keep in mind if you do trade Tesla. JavaScript. Oh, well, you know, that's actually what my daughter was studying for a while. And the Thinkorswim platform is made with JavaScript, and I hate JavaScript. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate it, but it just doesn't play well with. I use Auto IT, and so JavaScript doesn't play well with it. Or I'm just not smart enough. I don't know, one of those, but. But yeah, that's cool. I had thought about contacting the developers of Thinkorswim to see if they could help me incorporate my software into their software. But the thing is someday I want to be able to sell this software, so I don't really want to give it away like that, because I spent like a year on coding this, and I was actually want to get it finished and finally ready and available. There's probably going to be a cost. I'm not sure I want to give it away for free, but the calculator that I'll give you a generic calculator for free though, because I'm a nice guy. I don't know. We'll see in the future when I get it done. Maybe I'll just decide to make the software available for free. My biggest dream is to make my own trading platform, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. Auto IT instead of because one day I was just like, I need to make my mouse cursor move on the screen without me moving it, and I Googled it and I saw this Auto IT tutorial on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that looks like something I could do. So I started studying it, and next thing I know, I'm using Auto IT to make my mouse move. And I kind of wish that I would have maybe went with some other platform like, I don't know, Python even. You can do so much more. Look at this here. BCDA. No, I think I'm gonna be done trading for today. I like this little setup, but I think I'm gonna take my money and run, to be honest with you. November 14th. This way, tomorrow, I only need a couple $100 to get to phase 5. And my low of day, I was down negative $6. And I'm going to finish up at my high. And there we go. Got me a green candle. Not as big as I thought it would look, but that's okay. So 41,767. I am only 200 something dollars away. I could do that tomorrow, maybe. Yay, I hope so. Let me see here. Oh, that's interesting. Money, 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 money. Wish I could play that song right now. I just want to watch this for a second. I'm going to get out of here in a little bit. I want to watch BCDA just for a second to see if we get a breakout here. Thanks, Parabolic. It's good talking to you, man. I hope you were able to make some money today. And everybody else who was trading today, I wish you the best, and hopefully that your strategy is working for you. Just watching this, we have our support down here. I'm really hoping that this turns into a 1 minute downtrend and we come back and we back test maybe this level or this level down by the volume weighted average price, because that would be a 5 minute higher low. And then you want to see that reversal for a higher high. And that would make us look pretty good on the 15 minute. Because on the 15, we're looking for a higher low. It's a healthy consolidation here, looking for a higher low and a higher high on the 15. And, you know, if BCDA can continue today, maybe there will be something there to trade tomorrow too. So here we come, down testing that support. There's the break. So now we've got our 5 minute consolidation underway. Coming on down here. Okay, there's that first level. There's the second one right there. Now, you want to hold that. You don't want to go too much lower. You could go lower, but that's actually enough of... It's a pretty good retracement size there now. Bears are really... I don't know. If you were to draw your Fibonacci lines on that, you're well below. You're down to like 75% retracement. That does favor the bears. What? Something just got halted. It's unusual this time of day. EJH halted going down. Okie doke. Well, yeah, this is a 5 minute downtrend, you know, so would have wanted to see a 5 minute trend change before I know that the bulls are starting to take control. Down here to double bottom. So I'm going to get out of here. That's about it for me. Thanks everybody for watching, and sorry about the live stream cutting out on us there. So there will be 2 live streams today. Part 1, part 2. Parabolic, it's been a pleasure. Want to make sure I mention. So Lisa, thank you for watching. Kaylee, yes, this is Tammy. I don't have an account anymore, so I go on. Okay, well, thank you, Tammy, for watching. And Jamich, of course, my Philippine friend. She is enjoying some rain shine over there right now. And Andrew, thanks for coming by and stopping by today. I appreciate it very much. I love the views. All right, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You have a great day too. Bye.